Did you know that every 1,000 flight hours, an airplane is struck by lightning and no one notices? It's a startling fact, isn't it? Yet it's a common occurrence in the world of aviation. This frequent interaction between nature's raw power and human ingenuity often goes unnoticed by passengers and crew alike. You see, the design of an airplane, coupled with the materials used in its construction, play a vital role in this. The metal fuselage of the aircraft acts as a conductor, guiding the lightning around the plane rather than through it. This essentially shields the interior, ensuring the safety of those aboard. But what about the electrical systems, you might ask? The incredible amount of energy in a lightning bolt could surely wreak havoc on those, right? Well, the designers of these flying machines have thought of that too. There are numerous safety measures in place to protect these vital systems from damage. You might be wondering, how can a plane withstand such a powerful electrical discharge? The answer lies in the Faraday cage principle. The Faraday cage principle is a fascinating concept in physics that protects passengers on a plane from lightning strikes. Now, you might be wondering, what exactly is a Faraday cage? Well, it's named after the English scientist Michael Faraday, who first observed the phenomenon in the 19th century. In simplest terms, a Faraday cage is a shield. But it's not just any shield, it's an electromagnetic shield. It's used to block electric fields from either entering or escaping. It's like an invisible fortress that guards against the unseen forces of electricity and magnetism. So how does it work? Imagine you're inside a metal box. When an electric field hits the box, the free electrons in the metal move to counteract the field. The inside of the box remains untouched. That's the essence of a Faraday cage. It keeps the inside safe from external electric fields. But it's not just about protection. Faraday cages also prevent electric or magnetic fields generated inside from interfering with other devices. For instance, in a laboratory, sensitive instruments might be housed in a Faraday cage to prevent them from picking up interference from other equipment. Now let's take this principle to the skies. When we talk about airplanes, they are essentially large Faraday cages. The metal fuselage of the aircraft acts as a shield, creating an electrostatic field. This field ensures that any electric activity, such as a lightning strike, stays on the outside of the plane. When lightning strikes an airplane, the Faraday cage principle comes into play. The electric charge from the lightning distributes around the exterior of the plane, leaving the interior unaffected. This is why, even though an airplane is struck by lightning every 1,000 flight hours, the passengers and crew inside don't notice a thing. So, in practical terms, airplanes work like cages. They have a metal fuselage that creates an electrostatic field. This field allows the airplane to safely conduct electricity on the outside, protecting everyone within from the forces of nature. It's just one of the many ways that physics keeps us safe in our everyday lives. When lightning strikes an airplane, it's not the strength of the materials that protects the passengers. It's the Faraday cage principle in action. So, how does this principle work in the context of an airplane? Well, it's all about the metal fuselage, the main body of the aircraft. This metallic shell behaves much like a Faraday cage, a structure that shields its interior from external electric fields. When lightning strikes an airplane, the electrical charge doesn't penetrate the fuselage. Instead, it travels around the outside of the plane, leaving everything inside unscathed. Imagine the fuselage as a riverbed and the lightning as a raging river. The river doesn't cut through the bed, it follows the path laid out for it, flowing around the contours and shapes of the land. Similarly, when a lightning bolt hits an airplane, the electricity doesn't cut through the metal. It flows over the surface, following the path of least resistance. This is why, despite the frightening concept of a lightning strike, the passengers and the intricate systems inside the plane remain safe and unaffected. The powerful electrical charge rapidly dissipates around the airplane's exterior, leaving no trace of its terrifying presence aside from a possible light show for the passengers. This is not by accident, but by design. The aircraft's structure is intentionally crafted to comply with the principles of a Faraday cage, creating an electrostatic field that isolates the interior from external electrical forces. This protective shell is an invisible guardian, ensuring the plane's crucial systems continue to operate smoothly, even in the face of nature's most powerful electrical discharge. So the next time you're soaring through the skies, take a moment to appreciate the engineering marvel you're sitting in. It's not just a vehicle transporting you from point A to point B, it's a flying Faraday cage, a silent sentinel that stands between you and the powerful forces of nature, ensuring your journey remains as smooth and safe as possible. The next time you're on a plane, remember, it's not just a vehicle, it's a flying Faraday cage, protecting you from the powerful forces of nature.